Hi, I'm Eric Stabler, and today I will be talking about assessing ESL learner speaking. This can be a very delicate yet complicated topic. So, what is an ESL? An ESL is defined as English as a second language. This is referred to when a student's native language is not English, so they are trying to learn the English language. Throughout this presentation, I will talk a lot about ELLs, which stands for English Language Learners. Again, this is just a student that is trying to learn English as another language. Speaking can be very difficult at times for people, depending on their background. I know for myself, speaking in front of people can be difficult, and English is my native language. I can't imagine how difficult it may be for a student whose native language isn't English, to try and learn and speak English to other people. That would be very difficult. With this in mind, it is very important that we as teachers are aware of that fact and the difficulties and struggles a student may go through when trying to learn a new language. With that, we need to make sure that we are aware of things such as the silent period. This is when a student who is learning a new language may not speak at all. During this time, they're just listening and acquiring new ideas from their language that they're trying to learn. Fast forwarding past the developmental stages of teaching a student how to speak, we arrive at the assessment period. One of the best ways to assess an ELL's speaking is to just have open conversation and like talking to the student, let the student listen to you, and seeing if they understand you is one of the best ways to assess their speaking and language. This doesn't just take place in the classroom, it's also good when students are in line for lunch, on the playground. Listening, overhearing their conversations can also give you a very good idea of where they're at with the language. One-on-one assessment, also very important. If you give a student a picture and ask them what they see or what is going on within the picture, their responses are a very good indicator of how they are coming with their language learning. Reading a student a book and having them retell you what you just read and what they learned is a good way, as well as just asking students about their interests. Rubrics are another effective tool when assessing ELLs. It allows teachers to look at multiple aspects at one time when assessing. One of the most commonly used rubrics is the Solem R, as pictured here, which is the Student Oral Language Observation Matrix revised. As you can see, it has 5 different categories, and 1 through 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. The first one on there is the comprehension, which is the ability for the ELL to understand what you or their classmates are saying. The next thing on the Solem R is fluency. This refers to the ability for a student to hold a conversation with you and being able to fluently talk in the new language. Next is the vocabulary. This refers to students being able to say what they want to say within a conversation. Are they having to pause to try and think of words? That gives you an indicator of where they're at with their language learning. Pronunciation is also on the Solem R. Again, that is just how well they can talk in sentences without having to pause and try to find words or how to say words. Finally, the last thing on the Solem R rubric is grammar. This is again just how many times do they need to, while having conversations, stop and think about what to say, or if they're asking a question rather than a period, stuff like that. I hope you have found this useful and learned some new things about how to assess an ELL. Thank you.